Hey guys, just want to talk about a couple topics. This is my first video for YouTube, and I just felt like doing this. So, let's talk about habits. Habitual behavior itself is ingrained in human psyche. It's almost as if we're, as an analogy, machines to run our coding, and we have a software that runs a script, and it just runs it over and over again, and it likes when it runs the habitual script. And when you go outside of this, the script can't be of any use, and you're so habituated to using the script that you start to become uncomfortable. And this uncomfortableness leads to just weird, unnatural thought. Although defining the term unnatural, it's a rabbit hole, but let's not go there yet. So habitual behavior in the human psyche is part of who we are, and it's ingrained into the DNA. So using this, we know that we have bad habits and we have good habits. And we know that if we got rid of the bad habits or replace them with good habits, we would be successful, whatever your definition of success is. So what we really want to do is just that. Since we're literal, figurative machines that run on a script, we want to have good scripts, right? We gather these habits through the process of aging, through the process of time itself. All of our past events that led up to this exact point in time has created our habit, all of it. So what we have to do is, using the computer analogy again because it's so good, is reprogram your life story. If you want to be successful, whatever your definition of that is. Now, how do we reprogram the past to have good habits? Because it's a tough one, because the past is, through certain viewpoints, immalleable, where it is what it is. It'll always stay the same. And from other points, it's not. It's a malleable form. But it's what it is, and it can't change. And we're at this point where it is actually possible to change it. You have to think about how the mind works. It creates a story in its head of past events. It has a recollection of the past and what you did, but you have to think about that thoughtfully. And you come to realize that the past itself, from your perspective, is one of many, and it doesn't become the objective truth to the matter. So what we see here is that the past itself can be transformed because of its malleability. The mind itself doesn't hold the objective truth of the past. Therefore, it's false, but also true in a sense. So what you have to do is let go of the past. The past doesn't exist in this present moment. Just let go of it. And fill it up with other events. Events that lead you up to this point, but with different habits. You have to go soul searching and just body searching. You have to think about how to create your habits, because everybody's situation is different. So once you get to that point, you can start to run on these different scripts where you can be successful, you can be good, you can be optimistic, you can be one, you can be present, you can stop thinking about how the future will turn out, because you know it will. Habit is such an integral part of our lives. Pulling out numbers here, 90% of our lives is run habitually. But that 10% sometimes is freeing. Because when we run always on habit, the same thing day in, day out, it's comforting, but in itself is unfulfilling. We have to sometimes look beyond the habit and just do different things to get out of our comfort zones and grow. And when you grow, you create different habits, which then lead to a more successful life, which it seems like a cycle, doesn't it? It's where you get out of your comfort zone, while also you've done your work with your past. You get out of your comfort zone, you move around, you become uncomfortable, and then that becomes your comfort zone. And that comfort zone expands, and habitually, your habitual zone itself moves to a different area. And in itself becomes better habits. Because being uncomfortable is hard. It's very easy to be comfortable. Being uncomfortable itself is the time where we actually grow, where we actually see our true selves. And the way we react to this uncomfortability is who we truly are. Most of us are just living a dream, living a comfortable life, surrounded in happiness, and you have to push yourself because it's so easy to just live that mediocre life. You really have to push yourself. So, to wrap it up, we have learned that the past itself is malleable. Therefore, we can get rid of the story that we play ourselves every day and replace it with something new, something better that will help us with our habits. We learned that habits are very important and integral to the human experience. We also learned that we have to get out of our comfort zones. That happiness is taken for granted. And when happiness is taken for granted, you become unhappy. But yeah, thank you. This was nice. Talk to you guys later.